Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to another episode of Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York. Tonight we find Thalia, who is feeling determined with her new life and is going to do something constructive with all this rage. And so she has gone to seek out Travis in the Umbral Reflection, where she hears he is doing his rounds. And so, yeah.
Talia will see Travis is getting ready, like going out of the Fianna Castle, the Umber Reflection. Like he just shines, like shine like uh, the sun for 2 seconds, and then the shining thing is gone. He has his shield on his hand. The on shield you can see his what he has as let's just say a clave, a dagger. It's inside of the shield. There's a places where he put those on the shield, and he is on his glabro form in the umbral reflection, and he sees Talia, and he will look around. Hey, girl,
Travis,
wanna wanna go around?
I'd be more than happy to join you if you.
Come on, let's go. He just without her finishing her words, he's like, come on, let's go.
She will jog to catch up with him.
You see, he gives you the dagger of his, the fang dagger. It's a fetish, and he just says like, while we're doing the while we're doing the rounds, let's just you keep it for a while.
Are you sure?
Okay, then don't do it. He just says it with like.
No, she's quite happy at that point. She will quite happily take it and just start like fiddling with it.
The don't play with it. They don't make the spirit angry inside of it, and just let's just keep it for like if there's an attack or anything like that that we need to stop. You can have it to use it, but don't tell anybody that I gave you. Hide it. Like put it inside of your thing.
She's just gonna tuck it into an like just she's got like a leather jacket thing on. And she'll just tuck it into there.
Mm-hmm. The elders usually doesn't like this kind of stuff, so. And the spirits usually don't like that stuff as well, but I have gave the fang dagger to people to use before. It's just I want to make sure that if something happens, you have something to go full ham.
I appreciate the thought. Don't worry, I'm not gonna go blabbermouthing everywhere. And she looks a bit more happy at the confidence that like the trustee's giving her, and has a bit more of a spring in her step.
So I heard that you did really, really well in the fish farm.
I've been told by well, if you mean I was good at killing things, I seem to do an awful lot of damage. Your lessons were put to use.
Well, you weren't the leader at that time, but following orders, doing what your leader says to you, being calm and not raging is also, just like good things that you don't. Yes, you went there to kill things, but you did not just kill things there. But like what I mean is you distracted. As far as I know, they have been told me like there was two teams, and one was the heavy hitters, team two was the.
Yeah, I ended up in the heavy hitters team.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're not ruined. That's where you should be. But your tribe is also really like I know that your tribe has um, they can be distractive. I have my alpha in my pack is a Galliard, but he's good as a not like he's good as a fighter, as an Ahrun from the Silent Spiders. He's a really good person when it comes to fight, and I think that you you should be like not you should be, but if you want to be, and I think your tribe will help you in that. You can be a distractor as well if you want to.
I see your point. I think fighting directly up front is definitely one way to do things, but there are more than one ways to contribute in a fight.
The When I first become Kliat, there was another fighter. He does not remember it well at the moment. People calls him chicken shit, but he and me had really different fighting styles. I was direct. I usually jumped people from the front because I was terrible at sneaking. But he was really good at sneaking upon people and taking people without them noticing. Or sometimes you just don't need to take out people. Sometimes you need to follow people to see where they live. Or sometimes you just need to, hear information. And where he is good at and where I am good at was two different things. But we were both Afghans. His skill set was more based on how I am not seen, but I can hear things and do things without risking anybody. I was more like I take the hit so the others do their job and I hit a couple times.
I see the merit in potentially in what he did, but I'll be honest, your way seems more practical to me. Surely the Ragabashers are the ones, from what I hear, that need to that do the sneaking.
Um, the fighting is not always, just going somewhere and fighting. What I mean is, you can still fight someone with sneaking. Nobody will look at you weirdly if you just sneak upon someone and attack the Bane or anything. Let's just say a Black Spiral or attack a Bane without them noticing. Not every fight is a fight that you can win with your claws or with your shield, with your fang dagger, with your clay. The sneaking again, like people usually thinks like, yeah, that's sneaking. That's regular bashers do. No. For example, if I have you in any fight, I would probably tell you to attack from the rear to the enemy because I already told you that I am good at taking hits, making enemy, keeping enemy distracted, and I know you can already hit well. Or probably I would send you to do a sneak attack and then take the enemies, distract the enemy. Again, don't just think that sneaking is not your business. Sneaking is also your business. I remember when I was in a Cali's Adrian challenge. Uh, Cali distracted a Black Spiral Dancer, and I sneak attacked it, and we killed it without. Like he was a really mighty, Black Spiral. He was a menace. He was blabbing about his accomplishments. Cali distracted it. I swing my clave, and he died. Be without Cali distracting it, I wouldn't be able to do what I did. So just imagine I'm in a mindset of whatever is needed, we should be able to do that for winning, leading, and sometimes you need to make the calls of retreating.
That makes sense. We want to be the most effective that we can. If we're going to have to do whatever we're going to do, we should do it to the best of our abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And we should use all of our abilities and all of the different ways to do it. Just sticking to one thing sounds like a way. If you only keep repeating doing the same thing, surely that doesn't seem like that seems like a good way to get you dead.
When I challenge for my Adren adrenaline challenge. They told me you need to do put tactic. You need to do a tactic for the something that we're going to do in the future. And one of my friends said, "How about you know the battlefield, you know where enemy is. Why don't you sneak and find information about the enemy?" And I was terrified because I wasn't able to sneak, but that's something I needed to do.
I suppose, whilst I don't know, say, battle tactics, for
Mhm.
me, I don't know if you know, I used to spend most of my time doing a lot of rock climbing. And when you face a rock face, there are many different ways to approach it.
Mhm.
Sometimes you might have to um, look at it from different angles, or take different techniques, or sometimes you might have to go backwards a bit and take a different route, or bring different clips with you and different tools to climb different rock faces. So I guess you can apply the same logic.
Brilliant. I did American football tactics. He just smiles to himself. Literally, I just did American football tactics, and it worked. Nobody died. So sometimes you just don't know, your past life. And I say your past life, like you're still the same person, but your experience from the past just gives you mm, gives you ideas, and sometimes those ideas works, but sometimes you also need to let things happen with your instincts. There's another example that I can give you. Sometimes you need to trust yourself and your abilities. In my another challenge, blah blah blah. Like you see, like he actually felt kind of bad that saying my challenge, my challenge, my challenge. Like you see, he kind of like think that I just said enough about my challenges, but like I need to give this example now. And he stops for a while and then says like, I'm sorry, I just told my challenge, but I'm not trying to brag.
I understand you have a lot more experience than me. So, but if I can hope to, that I'm hoping that I'm starting the right path, and I feel that I can do some of the things and become more useful, and
Mhm.
then I'm willing to listen.
Oh, okay. Long story short was there was no way for me to handle what I did without going there and killing things. They were in the like there was a tunnel, and the end of them there was the enemy, six of them, and I had to enter there and kill them one by one because there was no tactic there. There was I couldn't do tactics. I couldn't do. I had to trust myself to do things. So as much as like you can have plan, and those plans sometimes those plans will not work. And yes, people can say have a second plan or have a third plan or have a fourth plan. Yes, but sometimes you need to have a plan and you need to trust your instincts. You need to have initiative.
Sometimes you just got to throw yourself in, put all the effort you can, and just cope. And all you got to do is do it as much as you can, and just hope the result works out for you.
Hmm. They say the Galliards are the ones that who sing songs or tells us the stories. Sometimes everybody loses hope, Talia. Everybody, even the Galliards. And you need to be that person to give people hope. You need you need to lie those people to have them hope for what's coming. Because the Ahrun is the one that leads the attacks. They lead. They take the hit so others can do others can do what they're not trained for, or we can all turn into Krinos, but you have seen me fight, or there's differences about what education you get and what education Meb gets.
Indeed.
So when I say is people usually tell us like, yeah, runes are killing machines. No, we need to think about our group. We need to think about what is the things that our group is lacking, and we need to close those things that our group is lacking. Maybe with ourselves, maybe with somebody else. It's the common misunderstanding is Ahrun is just a 6 foot tall killing machine. No.
We need
And
to be the strength. We need to be the center.
mhm. And as again, you're learning really well and you're eager to learn. I kind of, look at your skills, and you come from a sport like I do. You he looks at your, like he looks at you, and you realize, like, you probably realize that your body is better, or your reflexes are better than the other people. Like, what I say is, like, we already, you would realize that you're faster than other people, the
Yeah.
other cubs. So what I mean is, the I don't want you to think that, I'm just a murder machine. No, that's, even if somebody tells you that, just ignore those people.
I will try, but it does seem to be that we are most effective in the art of murder.
Well, there is no art in murder. There are fighting styles which is like an art, I have to accept, but I believe there is no art in murder. That's what I believe, at least. And you're right. We are the guys warriors. We have the most anger inside of us, so we can continue while others lost their rage or lost themselves. It makes us more dangerous, but it makes us more valuable in fights. He just shrugs, continue walking at the edge of the umbral reflection of the sept, looking at the borders, looking outside. And for example, he actually shows the spirit guards for you. The and he asks, so did they give you education about the spirits?
I have had some that most of the things in the Tellurian and the quote unquote real world
Mm-hmm.
have spirits and reflections here. Maeve, that is one of her skills. She spends a lot of time talking to the doves.
Okay. Just that was something that I was lacking. And let's just say that, you don't have Teurge. You don't have Teurge at your group, and you need to do something with the spirits.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Um, I've been told there are ways to contact the spirits, but that the Thages find it easier. But I have not actually had to speak to a spirit or needed to so far myself. So
Mm-hmm.
I suppose that's something I don't know yet.
Okay. What I just want to say is, like, I don't want you to think that, you are doing bad, or you're failing in something. I just wanted to remind you that, the a lot of Ahrun usually skip spirit speech, and I was thinking that you would be a really perfect guardian when you become a Kliat. Like, like your skill sets would be really good to have in the guardians, because we're just not just protecting the sept, at the same time we're doing outside missions, and we're lacking Ahrun. I am the oh there's now two of them now, and Chino and you, when you guys came in, it will be better. But what I say is, I was warned by the spirits once. When I say warned, there was something coming to the sept, and I didn't understand what they say. Like if I had the spirit speech, I would have know what they say. It's everything, nearly everything is about closing the gaps that you're lacking, you yourself or the others. He smiles and expects her answers.
So I understand. I understand the spirits are important. It wasn't something I had considered. As you say, I spend most of my time around Maeve, so I
Mhm.
guess it could be easy to fall into the crutch of always having thinking I'm always going to have someone else to talk to them. It is definitely something I will consider. However, one of the things you just raised, the Guardians, I did want to speak to you about that. I have been told that I know that well, Lucas told me that Cubs could not be part of the Guardians, but
Mhm.
based on the things at the fish farm and conversations I've had with Olaf, I wanted to put myself forward. I wanted to put my hand up and say, even if not now, whilst I would like to be helpful to you now, I apparently am not good enough yet, but I would like to put myself forward for it when the time comes or whenever you need me.
Mhm. He knows. He smiles when she, like puts her name forward and says, "I will inform the Guardians, and I do not lead every mission, but I will inform the Guardians and people who led the missions. That Thalia is wants to help as much as she can, and I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was cub, I was in all of the missions. I wouldn't care what they people say. I was just jumping. I do not recommend that you get beat up, so you get beat down by people so much. But I would say, like just ask people."
I
He
feel
smiles.
I feel that my skills could be useful, so
Hmm. I
clearly
agree.
I'm not terrible at this, so I would like to do what I can, and if I feel I can be effective, I will be there.
The I was actually disagreeing, but the T told me that they're gonna learn how to fight with their claws and jaws, and as you have said, with murdering things. And he was right. I'm sorry. That's how I learn, and that's how people learns more faster. If you just train and train and train, that's not just gonna happen. Um, like that's gonna be like you can learn things by training. But what I mean is,
I think I understand. The fish farm did show me, and I know you saw me afterwards.
mhm. He smiled.
It was one thing to train and all these things. But it is another thing entirely to experience it.
Your heart starts to beat faster. You look at those people and smell fear. You see the even normal humans can be a problem for us. Or you see the worms influence over people. The more you fight, the more you go to the missions, the more you see bad things. It makes you more angry, and it makes you more into this cause, or it makes you away from this cause. That's why I actually come to the cop cabin to check you up, or to check the other cops.
I saw you, and I appreciate being checked on, but I also appreciate that you didn't bother me. I needed to work through some things myself, and Olaf did also, and then Daddy did also, then Father did also dragged me down and had some stern Fenris words afterwards and put my head on straight. Which is why I would like to use some of my powers not just for the murder as we described it, but for defense.
Hmm. That's why I actually become a guardian, like a lot of months ago, because I saw terrible things. and I wanted to help, and that's how I empathize myself with you. I understand what you want to do. That's why I will, give your name and tell them, she wants to help any way she can.
I appreciate that.
So,
Seeing as you have also given me this dagger, I,
mhm,
whilst I do profess that I do have very little skill or have very little knowledge of using any weapons, but I feel you did mention last time about offering to train some of us in weapons.
mhm.
Whilst claws were proved incredibly effective the other on the fish farm mission, and can do some devastating damage, it has also been made aware to me that it is not always appropriate to have claws, at which point being able to defend myself with something more than my fists would probably be useful to both me and helping defend the other cubs from whatever trouble they managed to get into.
Okay. Um, let's end the round, and then let's go to the training grounds, and then I will show you how to fight. Okay.
That sounds good to me.
The After you said that, Travis, and like he will walk, he will you two will at least have like three or four rounds around the set. Probably they will talk about other things, and then after the round ends, Travis will ask his fang dagger back from you. Um, he will you will see that the things will disappear in his body, like it's given. How do I say? There's like couple tattoos on his hands.
Yeah.
See those, it's there's a right, makes you have those always with you, your finishes. So like he will do that, and then he will like lead you towards the he will lead you towards the training grounds and pull another little knife and give it to you. You feel this knife is lighter than it should lighter than it should be. And if she touches the knife, more more strong than it looks like.
She will test it out a bit and just quirk an eyebrow at him.
Mhm. That's another fetish. That's just something good. He smiles.
You seem to have quite a few of these useful pointy fetishes.
Again, the that's not a fetish, but that's something Quintus made me. He is a Shadow Lord kin in the Sept. He's a really nice guy. He offered me and I accepted, and he did it for free. He just asked for the money of the things that he used from the Sept, and I, told him that I will give him money, and I gave. And if you want one of them, if you can talk with him, and I can, give him money to give you one, that would be really handy for you to have.
That would be good. I'll definitely try and seek him out then.
So, okay. First, I want to say that knives, easy to carry, easy to hide, not from the cops probably because they have the metal detectors and stuff like that, and they can, touch everywhere, so they can find it. But when you go to bar, you can have a knife with you. It's again easy to hide. Thing is, it's easy to use. When you have a sword on your hand, you can choose to have a sword. By the way, it's not a problem. But they're big. You can't hide it that well, but they're stronger. So it's up to your style how to use those things.
I'm
I had a Oh, go on, go on.
I'm not exactly sure a sword is something that's a great idea for most of the days. Like, generally, I mean, I understand if you're going to go fight some epic battle, but throws you a kind of confused look like proper fantasy style, which, being this place, I don't throw that out of the realm of possibility, but I do definitely think, like, we're in for most of the days in a city in New York. Surely a knife sounds far more practical.
He, like smiles to you and like thumbs up. Well, I have seen a person who was fighting with axe, but he wasn't carrying the axe around. But again, you told me that you wanted to learn this because of daily routine. So I'm sorry for being a dumb person. He smiles again. So go on, like use a knife.
What do you want me to do with it?
Stab me.
So we're doing this again, right? She will sort of try and move her hand around a bit, try and get a bit of the weight of the knife, how kind of as if like she'd watched it in a movie. That's what people in movies do, so that's what she's going to try and do. They always seem to test the weight and things, and then she will, as she did before, make an attempt to try and attack you. So I'm guessing this time it'll be Dex melee,
Yeah.
which we do not have.
Oh, okay.
Because she had no reason to have ever fought with weapons before.
So does Travis when he was a cub.
So if I have no melee, it's one less dice, right?
It's the normally I think you get +1 difficulty.
Yeah, it's +1 difficulty. I get myself confused.
So you attack at difficulty 5 because that knife is difficulty 4 to hit and +2 damage.
Okay, so I get 3. Unless
he is gonna try to defend himself, but like again, I'm gonna give -2 dice for me. But he defends himself. But the Thalia will feel that that knife is so easy to use, but she's not. She is not. How do I say this? Like it's probably the second time or the third time that she uses the knife to do something like this.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange for her, probably.
Yeah, she's still getting used to it, but it's easier than she thought it might be.
He not dodges, but like he just stops the knife, and you see like he normally when you're attacking with the claws, he was trying to stop you from your wrists, like he was pushing your wrists. When you have a knife, he can't do it because you can always stab him so closely with that as well. So like he touches you, he like pushes your hands from outside of your hand, and it's kind of hard. Like Talia can easily realize that.
Yeah. So it's hard to defend against the knife.
Yeah. Go on, stabby, 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 go on. Travis just continue, not yelling, but like, trying to make your. Oh, you have 3?
I have 3 again.
And
She's
I
still
have.
in helmet right now.
Yeah, we are in helmet. And he also has 3. God damn it. And. Oh, actually, wait, I had 6. Yeah, okay, cool, yeah, 3. You see, he barely this time kind of stops you from hitting him.
She's going to bounce on the ball of her feet, getting a little bit more confident, thinking, yeah, nearly got there. One more time. I'm going to do this. And that was not so good. Still 2.
I just, like I'm lowering my dices, but like I still get,
It's fine.
And like you see, he gets slower, and he like again barely like this again, just barely stops you, and he's like, yes, you're getting better, Go on.
Gonna lash back out quite quickly this
4.
time. And
4.
4.
And I have 3. Yes, you try to stab him, and you pass his defense. So roll me 1. You had 1 success.
Yeah.
2 plus your strength.
I will click on the right tab in a minute.
Boom, boom, boom. 3.
Yeah.
You see, he kind of soaks it. I didn't even add the luna's armor, but you know,
Yeah.
the you pass his defense and like have a kind of scratch it there, but it's not. It's nearly nothing. You have fought against Travis. You know it.
Yeah, you might get through his defenses, but you're not going to leave a mark on him.
Yeah. Well, you can. It's easy actually. But Travis smiles to you and he says, "As you can see, you did it." Um, remember what I told you about your moves when you fight with your like you need to keep your legs like you need to have a uh, ground to keep yourself. That's nearly the same with knives, but you need to understand that the more you push yourself to stab someone, the more balance that you will lose. So you need to check that as well.
Okay.
The more you have a bigger weapon in your hands, the more you're gonna have hard time to keep your balance. So did I show you why we use why knives are actually better to defend yourself?
Nope.
Okay,
Oh,
I'd like to
yes,
show you
you
that.
did. Yes, I remember you attacked me.
Mhm.
And
The when you defend yourself with knife against claws or normal hands, because you're defending yourself with something sharp, and for example, when we defend ourselves with claws, he shows his wrists. We push opponents' wrists or claws, from their wrists or from their hands, so they can't hurt us. But you're defending yourself with a knife, which is sharp, and my claws is part of my body, so you can cut me when I attack you, as I showed you before. That's
yeah.
why defending yourself with knives or any other weapon is useful. And sometimes you can do counterattacks with those.
Being able to do damage on the defense. That
Yes, yes. So that's called parry and riposte. Travis is gonna do like okay, he's gonna look at you and like he will just say, "Get ready." I'm not gonna roll for it, but roll me your defense. Like I'm gonna say like I had 1 success in attacking you,
okay.
and like roll like, and he will just say, "Okay, have your guard," and he will try to attack her with 1 success.
What would I need to roll for that one?
Dex melee again.
Yes, melee again. I thought so. I was just checking.
No problem, no problem.
1.
Okay, you defend yourself. So you see like Travis was trying to punching you, and you just defend yourself with the knife. So now you see there is a chance for you to cut that hand that which was attacking you. So you roll weapon plus weapon damage plus your strength, and if you had like 5 successes, you add those. For example, let's just say I had 1 success to attack you, right? You had
Yeah.
5 successes, so you had 4 more successes than I have. So you add those successes plus weapon damage plus your strength to hurt me while defending yourself.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you said the weapon for the knife was 2, right?
Knife is 2, yes.
So 1 success effectively.
You see, when after Travis trying to punch you in and you defend yourself really good, Travis is just going to show his hand and see the cut that you made in his hand. You see, that's effective.
Yeah, that she's gonna bounce on the ball of her feet. Yeah, that works. That really works.
Do you have the gift Razor Claws?
I do not.
Okay. That is a really effective gift when you use your claws. And what I wanted to say is, yes, knives, maybe guns, maybe throwing things. Yes, they're really good. They are really good. But sometimes all you have your claws. Or all you can trust your teeth and your claws. Or maybe your hands, he just shows you, normal human hands. So try to learn them at the same time and try to be effective with both of them.
What I'd assume it'd be even more important at the moment, seeing as whilst I kindly have been helped to get some clothes in the Umbra, I have no way of having anything else to defend myself in the Umbra, as I cannot bring anything else with me right now.
Do you have right of
Nope.
talisman dedication?
Nope.
I still learn that.
Yeah.
Travis will tell her, so what do you want to have in the Umbra?
Well, I don't, as you say, I don't have a weapon right now, but being able to defend myself, having something to be able to bring with me to defend myself than others would probably be my first priority.
Okay. Find Quintus. Get a knife for yourself. I will pay for the knife. I don't care if you say that I don't want you to pay. I will pay for the knife. And also tell him that you owe him a favor. Just because he's not a god, don't treat him like it's like I don't think that you will treat him like a slave, but a couple people do that. So don't order him. Just say I will owe you a favor if you do that knife for me. Okay.
That seems fair. And I will let you pay for it now, but I'll keep it. I will remember, and I will pay you back at some point.
Okay. He just thinks. I really enjoy our lessons. So the more you come to our lessons, I will feel that you pay the debt back. Cool.
If that is how you wish to be repaid,
Yes, it is.
then I will make a point of it.
He nods. So, want to drink beer?
You got any good beer?
He just looks at you like you said something bad. Of course, I have. I have all the good beers in the world. Come, let's go to the castle.
She will happily follow you to the castle and ask you about which beer you have then. And so what kind of beer do you like? What just yeah.
If you want, we can end this in there.
Yeah, that sounds good. It seems like a natural ending place.
Oh, yeah.
And so we shall hit the ending.